Morning, everybody. Today is Monday, June 17th, 2024, and I'm Dr. Kenton. How are you? This is more or less a waking up. It's 7:30. Um, I got 7+ hours of sleep last night, so that's good. Took Winston for his walk. He did his thing. Today on the calendar, I've got a handful of phone calls and other things to do. And remember, Mondays are for meetings and for fixing things that got broken over the weekend. That's the safe for work version. One of the things that I'm going to introduce something. Today's star date. I grew up with sci-fi. Even though star date is a Star Trek thing, I was into Star Wars too. Anyway, I never knew what star date was, and I when I got into computers, I learned about the epoch, which was defined as January 1st, 1970. If you are a Unix person or you know what Unix is, the system clock on a Unix or affiliated device has a second by second. It's not a countdown, it's like a count up. And it starts January 1st, 1970. So if you take a look at it, it's a huge number by now. But I think in 2032 or some 2030, I don't know, somewhere in my lifetime, that the number, 32-bit, the number of numbers that can be assigned by 32 bits will exhaust on some day in the near future. So anyway, so you got these desires for common time points, and I figure since most of the stuff that I'm doing is stuff for me, why don't I just find a star date that means something to me? So I started my star date on the day of my birth, and today is 19,293. And if you know, I've given you all the clues you need to find out when my birthday is. So congratulations, you're in on it. Anyway, so today is 19,000, or as they would have said in Star Trek, 19293. And if you want to get into SMOD zone, you could say, right now it's 7:30 a.m. You could say something like, Stardate 19293.0733. Anyway, so I've been using that for several months now as a way. Instead of putting the date on something, I'd put it's mostly just for my own purposes. Just, like I carry a legal pad with me. And when I identify the date that those notes were taken, I'll use the star date. I even have a rubber stamper that I can set the date, the number on it, and I can stamp the page if I want. And I often do. So anyway, that's what's up there. Went to Costco yesterday, Sunday, also Father's Day. So if I didn't wish you a happy Father's Day before now, happy Father's Day. In the cup today, today's cup is the Frank Lloyd Wright cup. My parents are really into Frank Lloyd Wright, so whenever they go someplace that's Frank Lloyd Wright related or adjacent or whatever, they'll pick up something or tell us about it or whatever. And so this cup might have come from the webpage. It doesn't matter. But it's Frank Lloyd Wright had a sort of like this color is called Cherokee Red. And that was, I don't know, his favorite color. Inside the cup is Major Dickinson's blend from Pete's. It's really tasty. told you about my appointments. I've got some phone calls to make. And then just to get on with some of the work that I've been procrastinating, putting off. I will start hitting on that pretty good today, hopefully. I've got a decent. I read a book. Just have a feels like there's a feather or something on my face. I read a book about time boxing and sort of assigning tasks to certain little chunks of time so that you've got a goal for yourself. You sort of set aside a little bit of time in the morning to plan out your day. And it's been helpful. The other thing with that guy, I might have mentioned this before, but the other thing that guy talked about but never described was the use of a Google Doc to sort of keep track of all his stuff. Where I used to use Evernote when I was using Evernote, and I switched over to Obsidian, and Obsidian and Evernote are not exactly the same kind of thing. Obsidian sort of requires a little bit more curation than Evernote. You could just dump something in Evernote and forget about it, and I did a lot. Obsidian sort of, if you want it to stay organized, just like anything else, you have to stay on top of it. The nature of the notes that I take usually are not super duper pertinent beyond 1 or 2 days, and so putting them into a document and the way that he suggested doing it and the way that I've been trying, and I find it kind of useful, is that he'll start a monthly document and sort of dump everything in there. And he says that he keeps track of his tasks in there, and I figured out how to use 6th level headings to you can put a 6th level heading in a document, and when you show the outline view, the 6th level headings they show up on the outline. And so if you put something in there and assign it a heading, it's gonna stay in your view rather than getting lost in the sauce. So anyway, that's just trying to keep on with that. It's supposed to be hot, mid 80s. I'm going to suggest probably lower 90s just because. So that's pretty much the overview for the day. I need to get my hair cut. This is really starting to make me nuts. Anyway, I hope that everybody has a great day. I hope you had a great day yesterday. They have a day today. And I'll talk to you again probably tomorrow morning. I don't know about exactly this time, but it seemed to work today. So maybe. All right. Love you. Bye.